What's up, humanities? So this week, after finishing up that essay, which was a pretty big project that hopefully you put time and effort and energy into that, and if you haven't gotten it into me yet, you would take some late points if you submit it now, but it's still a whole lot better than taking a zero. So make sure you got that in, and if not, get it in ASAP. I'll be grading those the next few days, so I wanted to do something here towards the end of the week that doesn't like no more discussion questions or anything that I have to be super interactive, because I'm going to take a lot of my time to actually read over your essays, and I'm hoping to have those grades in by next Monday. So today we're doing actually a double journal entry. We haven't done any of those in a little while. So most of your class time today, I really want you to just think on two pretty big questions that are going to pertain and tie into your life and your future. You'll do some writing on each of those. That's most of your class time. And then tomorrow, I think I'm going to give some feedback as to like my thoughts on the questions I'm asking you today. It'll be kind of a Taluki Life Advice Day. And I'm not planning on giving any assignment tomorrow or for over the weekend. So journal number one, we've had 6 journals up to this point. Remember, all of your journals should be on one Google Doc. Don't have a different Google Doc for every journal. So if you have not been doing them that way, you need to go open one Google Doc and cut and paste all of your journals in there. The end of the marking period's coming up quick. When it's time to submit that, you'll turn in one Google Doc to me with however many journals that we have done. After today, we're going to have 8. I would guess we're going to be somewhere in the 10 to 15 range. And that'll be 25% of your grade. So now remember, journals, I don't look at them like there is no right or wrong answer to these questions. Most of them are opinion based, and I'm looking for you to give me at least 4 lines of writing minimum. You can do more than that, where you're just doing some critical thinking. You're giving me some thought and some effort. And if you do all that and have them all like laid out right in your Google Doc, you'll get full credit on that, and it's easy points for you. If you don't do it and you just have been skipping all of these journals because they don't have a due date, that's in the immediate future, and it's that's weeks down the road, it's going to tank your grade right at the end. So just warning you and giving you a heads up. If you haven't done those, you still got time to go back and make them up. And they all are listed if you go into classwork, they're all under the journals heading, 1 through 6. They're each a different posting. Now this one will be a little different because I'm doing 2 journals in one posting. So you'll see this instructional video, and then in my notes, I'll reiterate these. I'll relist off the questions for you, so you can just look at those and then go enter them in your Google Doc. First one for journal number 7 here. The basic question is, in your opinion, what are the components to making a good life? Now, I think all humans are, for the most part, capable of leading a good life. Everybody's vision of that might be different, and every human is unique. And is going to have like a slightly different tweak on that. But I'm asking like big picture, what are the components in general to being a human being that you think would lead to a good life? Now, yesterday in that video on like self-actualization, they talk about like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, how you have to have food, water, shelter, these basic things. And if you don't know where your next meal's coming from, well, you're not going to be self-actualized because you can't think about anything except your belly aching and you're hungry and I got to find food, and that's what's going to preoccupy you. So, think about that in your answer. You want to have basic needs met. But going beyond that, what are some components to like a good life? I threw out some things with question marks there that you might want to account and tie into your answer. Like, do you need to have a job? How about friends and like the social aspect of it? Do you need to have a sense of purpose, like you're accomplishing something? Think about your health, your physical health. That's kind of a big thing. If you're sickly all the time and, dealing with all kinds of medical problems, well, that might be a pretty big drag on your life. So you think about that. What are the components to making a good life? Then after you finish that, you'll have journal 7. You got 6 journals in your Google Doc. You just entered number 7. You'll skip a line or 2 and you'll put in the heading journal 8. And for journal 8, this one is a little bit more personalized. Where do you see yourself when you are 40 years old? I'm about to turn 40. I'm 39 right now. Honestly, I think, I'll get into more of my story tomorrow with the life advice part, but where do you see yourself when you're my age? How do you want your life to pan out? Now, whatever you say here, you're obviously not locking into it. It's not like I'm going to come track you down 25 years from now and, pull this journal out and see if you actually, followed through on that. Plans change as life goes on. But I'm asking you at this stage of the game, you're in high school, you're old enough now, everybody in this class, you're old enough that If you haven't thought about where your life's going and what you're going to do with your life at this point, well, it's time to start. Doesn't mean you got to be locked into a plan, but overall, where do you see your life going? What's the path you want to take? So in this journal entry, what I'm looking for is I want you to map out the next few years, the short term, finish in high school. Then after that, like, are you going to go into college? Are you looking to get to a university, a community college, a trade school? Are you looking to just get right into the workforce, maybe the military? Are you planning on traveling for a while and just experiencing life? Where's your short-term plan? High school, and then the years right after high school. Then after that, I mean, talk about, are you going to start a family? You can't say yes or no, but tell me your reasoning for it. Do you want to be a family person and have kids, maybe have a spouse, or no, is that not for you? No right or wrong answer to any of this stuff. Just what's your path and where's your mindset kind of? What line of work do you want to get into, if any at all? Maybe you want to marry a rich spouse and just kick back and kind of live off them. I don't know. But think about other components too. Like, this isn't the few bullet pointed things I put up there. That's not all inclusive. You can hit a lot of things that I might not be listing up here. Where do you see yourself when you're 40 years old? How do you want your life ideally to turn out? So put some thought into that. Give me some good answers. A lot of the journals too, I'll say, I just kind of skim over and we'll look, if it's a question about Trump or Biden or whatever, and then I'm grading the journals later on. I don't read those honestly too close. I look that you tried to do an answer. I will say for journal number 8, especially, probably 7 and 8, these are 2 that I'll actually read. I'm curious to see what everybody puts for these. So know that these will be a couple of the journals that I actually will probably pay a little bit closer attention to. So put some thought, effort, and energy into these 2. If you have questions about anything or not quite sure what I'm asking here, shoot me an email. If you hit me up during the school day, you get a response within a half hour. If you send me an email after hours, well, it might not be till the next morning, but I'll do my best to get back with you ASAP. And also, if you have any questions about journals or how to do them, now's the time to be asking me, because the end of the marking period is fast approaching. All right. See you tomorrow.